All right, so Kupp is back. The vintage, record-breaking Kupp, Los Angeles Rams wide receiver, is back, ready to dominate fantasy football again this season. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. I want to discuss the very competitive Detroit Lions 26-20 victory over the Los Angeles Rams last night. And the big story here, obviously, in a losing effort, was Kupp. Now, I spoke throughout the course of the summer that, he's fully healthy and his value as a third-round pick was much better than Puka Nacua at the 1-2 turn. I thought Puka Nacua was overpriced. When both guys were on the field together last year, they were pretty much neutralizing each other, but I thought that Kupp, given his past rapport with Matthew Stafford, would be the guy. And he caught 14 passes for 110 yards and a touchdown, 2 carries for 10 yards. He was a complete offense pretty much yesterday. Just a great, unbelievable effort. And this is the Kupp from 2021 that set all those records and really just was the best player in fantasy by a mile. So if you got him in the third round, like I did in one of my leagues, you're pretty stoked so far, one game into the season. The game plan was simple in the sense that the Rams just wanted to throw the ball as much as possible, given that they figured that they'd be able to attack the Detroit secondary. Matthew Stafford, 34 of 49, 317 passing yards, a touchdown and a pick. I told you to bench him for this one. I didn't like the matchup, so he didn't really come through with the points. And then Kyron Williams on the ground was terrible. 18 carries for 50 yards. He did score. He fell into the end zone. Caught 3 passes for 4 yards. He just looked completely ineffectual. But here's the bigger thing. Where was Blake Corum? What the heck happened there? I don't understand why Blake Corum wasn't even involved. So if you're a Kyron Williams owner, you saw 18 carries. Ronnie Rivers got 2. All right, the bell cow carries are there, so at least that's a positive to take there. But more efforts like this from Williams will get Corum onto the field eventually. Tyler Johnson picked up the slack when Puka Nacua got hurt. So Nacua, 4 catches for 35 yards, and he leaves with a knee injury. And it was a knee injury that he had in the preseason as well. Very good player, no doubt, but he gets hurt. He gets dinged up a lot. It's a very hard-charging style. Tyler Johnson stepped up 5 for 79. But now let's get to the Detroit Lions because there's a lot to unwind here. We talked all summer about Jameson Williams, how the Detroit coaching staff was incessant on talking about Williams being able to step up this season. I remember I've said this multiple times. When Williams came out in the draft, if he did not tear his ACL prior to the draft, he would have been the number 1 receiver taken in his draft class over Garrett Wilson, over Chris Olave. He would have been the number 1 guy because he's just an explosive Tyreek Hill kind of athlete. Well, 5 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown later, plus a carry for 13 yards. Now we see why. And Amon-Ra St. Brown owners, 3 catches for 13 yards. Not saying to panic. There's no reason to panic. Amon-Ra St. Brown will be fine. But if Jameson Williams is going to step up like this, and Sam Laporta too, only 4 catches for 45 yards. So clearly the matchup dictated that Jameson Williams was going to get the looks. But if Jameson Williams is going to step up and grab a decent target share, that's going to impact Sam Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown in a negative way. How much we're going to have to see. But Jameson Williams is an absolute wide receiver 3 at minimum going forward. Jared Goff, 18 of 28, 217, a touchdown and a pick. The running game. So David Montgomery, I told you wasn't going anywhere. No matter how big Jahmyr Gibbs was to end the season, David Montgomery was not going anywhere. He was awesome last night. 17 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown, 5.4 a pop. He even caught a pass for 2 yards. He's not going to be using the passing game, even though he's a capable receiver. He caught a lot of passes in college and with Chicago Bears. Just he's not going to be used there. That's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs got 11 carries for 40 yards. He scored as well. 4 catches for 34 yards. So he's going to be the more PPR friendly of the two. But this is the 1-2 punch-out running back that's going to continue. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a low-end 1 in PPR. David Montgomery is a high-end 2. So let me know what you thought about the game last night. Post in the comments below. More videos coming soon today, so stay tuned.